Fit for the New Year with Kimberly Vaughn, who's over at Meharry's Medical Center for Women's Health Research. Over there, a fitness trainer, and you've been with us a couple different times and helped us. I will have to admit that I haven't done all of the things I was supposed to do the last time you came on, so this time for the new year, I'm definitely going to show you a little something different this time, I hope. But anyway, we did the top part. We talked about our arms and how to get those fit. We kind of ended with the midsection there in that first half. How do we get our bottom half toned up? What should be our focus?
Well, I like to do squats, which squats is well known, and what I like to do is I like to change up how you would normally do a squat.
Okay.
So a regular squat would just be to bend, and you're going to bend your knees over your toes.
Over your toes, okay.
And you can add weights to do it with or without weights.
Okay.
Now, anytime you change the placing of your feet, it's a different muscle. So you can go further out and do a squat. You can put your feet together and do a squat as well, and that's just going to get different parts of the muscles, and smaller and bigger.
And I feel it here in the thighs, but also here in the calf area as well.
And then you can also, as we were talking about before, the isometric, you can just hold it and hold it down. And that will, and you want to do it from probably work yourself up to a minute. And probably start off at 30 seconds. But that here, and doing it with your different feet placements. And you also, I like to add in the balance factor, because that'll help you. Your body will try to use any muscle possible to keep your balance. So if you want to get on your tippy toes and do your squats on your toes.
That gives you just a little extra.
And it'll also get the calf muscle as well.
Fantastic. Now, many of us have problem areas, right? So the thigh may be a problem area. The backside might be a problem area. How do you sort of really kind of, is it just a matter of what I want to look like, or is it really sort of a structure to putting together the right plan that's going to take care of the whole bottom half?
Well, it's not necessarily, our bodies are made how they're made, and if you tone them up or exercise, it's not probably going to end up how you're picturing it will, but it will be different. So you can see the changes, you'll be able to see the cuts, but you're not going to have a skinny leg if you've never had a skinny leg.
Gotcha.
So it's not going to completely change.
Back to that realistic approach to kind of toning up.
It's not going to completely change, but it will tone up, and you will see a difference.
And you'll probably feel it in your clothes too, I bet.
Yes, definitely. Your clothes will begin to fit differently. Another one I like to do is the lunge, which everyone knows that one. You can do your lunges, and you want to make sure your knee goes over your toe. And you can switch, you have to do both legs. You can also, if you're doing your feet together, you step back. That'll actually, your weight is on a different foot.
And then you can kind of change it up.
And then adding your weights, you can add more weights, add less weights, however you want to do.
Now, if you're home by yourself, how do you know that you're doing these right? Because you don't want to injure yourself while you're working out. So is there some technique or a way you can determine if you're exercising the proper way?
You want to go, your body will tell you. If there's any pain, like if there's pain in your knees, you're probably too wide, your stance may be too wide, or you're going too fast, or you have too much weights. But listen to your body. It'll tell you if you're doing too much, you have too many weights, and you're lifting too much. My shoulder's starting to hurt, but I'm supposed to be working on my lower arm. That type thing.
That means you need to change it up. And I remember back in the day, so I'm dating myself now, right? On these exercise shows that you would watch, they would always have sort of the more aggressive approach to exercising, but then they would have the bump down version that was for people that couldn't do the really high pace. Is there a way to kind of to do that? So maybe I can't do these, I can't do the lunges, but I can do something different that gives me sort of the same effect, but not as much.
It depends. I have a lot of people who say, like, I can't do jumping jacks because of the impact on my knees, but a simple stepping out would give you the same impact, and you're still doing your exercise, and your heart's still going, but it's not as much impact on those knees. So there's always a modification, if you will, to all of the exercises. And another thing is with your legs, I like to do, you can do jump exercises. So like we were doing the lunge. If you jump with your lunge and you switch, that'll give you something different.
Gotcha.
And that'll add in the cardio So it's just not just your, okay, this is getting easy, I want to make it a little harder. You can add the jump, you can hold it just like we were doing with the arms.
Well, I think that best tip, start small and then work your way up. So start with 5, build bigger. Start with the basic, build to the more aggressive approach. What about food and the importance of making sure you manage what you eat while you're doing these great exercises that you're showing us?
Yes, I do a lot of tips. More importantly is the portions, and I like to do, especially with the holidays or with big dinners and family dinners. A couple of tips I used to give is with the size of the plate. If you want to use a smaller plate or even a saucer, that will control your portions.
I did do that. I did come down to where I wanted to come, but I did kind of use the smaller plate, and it does make a difference.
Yes, eating slow. If you eat fast, your body doesn't give you a chance. It doesn't tell your brain you're full fast enough. So you keep going, you tend to overeat. Another thing is if you're using a regular size plate, if you don't allow your food to touch, that will help you control the amount of food you put on your plate, and that'll in turn help you with your portion sizes.
There's so many fad diets out there. There's so many drinks that you can drink and mix up, and I think about some of the cardio diets that are out there, and the lemon flushes and all that kind of stuff that you can do. Is there a quick and healthy way to start your routine, your fitness routine, or your weight loss routine, I guess some might say, where you can kind of really see a difference quickly and then sort of keep working on it?
With any diet, any exercise regimen, I would say start small, and if any changes that you make, you'll see a difference as simple as continuing them. A lot of people, they'll start and they're like, well, I'm not seeing it fast enough, I want to change something different. But you didn't give it a chance to change, or you were using the scale to help you differentiate if it worked or not. And like we said before, the scale isn't always the best factor to see if it's helping you. So I guess after you go to your doctor, you probably want to ask him what's the best thing for your body type, for your diseases that you might or may not have, and ask him what's the best diet tips that I can use. Do I need to focus on cardio? Do I need to focus on building up your muscles? And that will help you in a way that you kind of just try a fad diet and it's not exactly working the best for you.
So just stick with it. That's the most important thing. Just make sure you're being consistent with a healthy approach to doing things. Kimberly Vaughn, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for sharing these exercises, and everybody, thanks for watching. Get with it. Get with it. Happy New Year to you. We'll see you again next time.